Hare Krishna, and welcome to our video. I think you should do the talking.
I mean, we'll both do the talking. Hello, everybody. Here are those Hare Krishnas. You might remember those two Hare Krishnas. We have changed the name since then. And we have a different member. We'll actually have two different members joining this YouTube channel. Lavanya Kaylee, also known as Leah, is no longer a part of this channel. She's off doing other things on YouTube, and I'm still here. Ishvari Keshvi. This is my husband, Muchakunda. Why don't you say something about yourself?
Okay, so I'll share a bit my story. Hare Krishna to the two viewers watching right now, and also Hare Krishna to the many viewers watching into the future. My name is Muchakunda Das, and I've been practicing Krishna consciousness since 2008. I joined the Hare Krishna movement on the Sunshine Coast, Queensland. Shout out to Gunarnava and Vishalini, two direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada. We called them Guna and Vish. When I was 15 or 16, I met these devotees who were running the Hare Krishna restaurant called Gopal's or Govinda's. Actually, it was Subhavati Prabhu, and then they took over. And they were also like social workers. So my uncle introduced my whole family to this restaurant, and we just loved the food. And I started volunteering there somehow or other. And in the course of my volunteering at this Hare Krishna restaurant as a teenager, my mum, I realized, she told me this much later, how she conspired to put me together with Gunarnava Prabhu, to have more direct association with him. My mum and I were fighting all the time. So she went to him one day and said, "Hey, can you help me out? Like, what should I do about Josh?" My birth name, Josh. And he said, "Don't worry about Josh. Just send him to me." So what that ended up looking like wasn't like, it's not like he came to me and said, "Hey, Josh, your mum told me, you need help." He didn't do that at all. Being a social worker, like a savvy kind of guy, he just said, "Hey, Josh, I want you to help me with an art project I'm doing. Can you help me?" I said, "Yeah, sure. What's it about?" And he said, "It's about the values and beliefs of young people." I was like, "This is pretty cool. I got an opportunity to be kind of like a consultant. It's like my first time really being offered an opportunity like that." Anyway, so I took the opportunity, and what it ended up actually being was more like an opportunity for me to have sadhu sangha, association with the devotee of the Lord. And so he'd ask me questions about myself and like write it down, and I really thought it was like an art project he was doing. And I mean, in one sense, it really was. It's a beautiful art project, with me being the canvas, and him with his questions, bringing out the best of me. His questions being like his brush. So it was through those talks that we'd have, and then followed by prasadam from the restaurant, that I really started to identify as a Hare Krishna. I remember one day, I remember the moment. I asked him, because he'd asked me all these questions, and then, we'd have prasadam. I'd be like, "Well, what about you? What's your values and beliefs?" And so in the course of one of those conversations, I asked him about like the structure of the universe, the cosmos, according to the Vedic, concept. And he just pulled out a piece of paper and a pen and just drew like basically the front cover of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which of course has like the material universe, or material universes, plural, in like the corner of the page, and then like all these Vaikuntha lokas, and then at the top there's Krishna loka, which is shaped like a lotus flower. And he said that's where Krishna lives, and that's where we're all from. I was just like blown away. And so, I reverently put that in my bag with all my spray cans and all the other stuff in there, and went home. And the next day I went to school and said to my two friends, we were like the most like fringe people at school. We started a skate crew, called it Josh JMJ, which just was our initials, Josh, Mitch, and Josh, inspired from Dogtown Z Boys. We started the skate crew, started carving our own boards and stuff like that. And I told them, hey man, I'm a Hare Krishna. And that was that. Like, I declared to the world, I declared out loud, like my spiritual path. And so that was in 2006. So it's been a good run, and no plans of giving up this sublime practice of Krishna consciousness. So that's just a little bit about me in terms of my history of practicing Krishna consciousness.
Wonderful. Yeah, for those viewers who came on to those two Hare Krishnas YouTube page channel for content about how to practice bhakti and the day in the lives of me, Ishvari, and Lavanya Kaylee, which we started like maybe more than 8 years ago when we were both living in the ashram together in New Zealand. A long time has passed, and my husband and I plan to continue to make content for this channel. It will look a bit different. We're a Grihasta married couple with a child on the way, so the content's going to be mostly Krishna conscious parenting and a day in the life of, the devotional life of a family in Krishna consciousness.
We actually thought of, I thought of today, why don't we call this channel that Hare Krishna family? Anyway, an idea just based on what it actually is, what you can expect in terms of content from this channel moving forward. It really is like that Hare Krishna family, not those two Hare Krishnas who lived in Wellington in the ashram, but like now a family.
Yeah, and we plan to do daily readings from Srila Prabhupada's books, starting with the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there'll be Krishna conscious art videos done by my husband. So many new interesting things. We wanted to revive, re-spark this channel because we didn't want to just leave the following hanging, and I personally wanted to show my face. And we're excited about it.
If you have any questions or comments or ideas or content, whatever,
what you want to see,
share with us in the comments. We're at your service. Yes to everything.
Yeah, exciting. You want to say anything else about?
Maybe just about the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is that? Right, so it's starting from tomorrow night. We're going to live stream every night at 8 p.m. New Zealand time. And what we're going to be doing is reading the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is an epic literature about the life.
The book here.
I'll get it right now. We just finished streaming on other platforms, our Facebook page. our reading of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshastakam, which are the 8 prayers and prayers/instructions that he left, the only written instructions that he wrote. So we just went through those 8 instructions line by line, and there's 4 lines per verse. So what is it, like 36?
32.
32. We just did a 32-day stint of live streaming each day, and we got a lot out of that. And that was actually the last chapter of this great literature, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So now we're going to go right back to the start. There's, just like the Bhagavatam, it's where am I? It's like many volumes. Do you know how many volumes? Like 12, 14 volumes or something like that, all like this size. So we're going right back to the start, and we're going to live stream every night for about 45 minutes, reading and discussing these beautiful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya. And it's going to be, if for those who, come to this channel to like learn about Krishna consciousness, you'll definitely get that, like a really great understanding of what is this movement from this book. So stay tuned for that.
What about bhakti at home? Is that something?
Yeah, maybe I'll put it to the viewers. Like we've been discussing, different videos that we could make, to really share about the lifestyle. Like, what does it look like? Okay, here's the philosophy, but like, what does it look like for me practicing bhakti at home? Like, do I have to shave up and join an ashram? No, you don't. So what does it look like? What does it mean to worship Krishna from home? We can make videos about japa, kirtan, the various kind of regulative principles, that a devotee of Krishna or a family of devotees practice in their life. Maybe you can think of any examples.
Setting up an altar. Offering food.
Yeah, offering food, the different prayers, the different standards. Kirtan.
So much.
There's so many things, yeah. So we're open to that kind of content. Let us know if you have any specific things you'd like to learn or any questions at all. We love questions. So yeah.
We could do a couple Q&A sessions, things like that.
Actually, we can do Q&A at the end of each reading every night. So,
if we have the questions.
Yeah, if you send, or if you have the questions right there during the live stream, or if you send them, prior or whatever,
or after, we can respond
the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, questions are so welcome. We're here for it. We're here for you. We're your servants. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow night. We love you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.